Good morning, children. So, in today's class, what we are going to do? In today's class, I am going to discuss equations of motion. Equations of motion. So, in the last class, we just discussed about what do you mean by displacement, what do you mean by velocity, and what do you mean by acceleration. Okay, displacement is the shortest path, velocity is the displacement per unit time, and acceleration is what? The rate of change of velocity. These are the three concepts we discussed in the last three classes. And in this is the physics basics concept 4. Okay, by Vijayam physics classes. Now in today's class, what we are going to do? In today's class, we are going to discuss equations of motion. But to learn these equations of motion, one should have an idea of the calculus part. And that to calculus part, see here, for physics point of view, you don't require that much knowledge. For IIT as well as for NEET students, so you don't require that much of knowledge. A little knowledge of calculus is needed. So in that one, we are going to first learn about differentiation. So here one should have an idea of differentiation. So what do you mean by differentiation? So differentiation is nothing but process of finding the rate of change. It's a process of finding the rate of change. Differentiation is a process of finding the rate of change. Means what? Say whenever some change is there, see that change we can find by using differentiation. Okay, see suppose for example, see let us observe this graph. So in this graph, see let us say this one is x, this one is y. Now let us say observe this curve. See this curve, first its value is less, but gradually its value is changing. See at an instant, let us say its value is x1, and here along x-axis its value changes to x2. And here see along y-axis its value is y1, and its value changes to y2. So here what is the change here? The change here is x2 minus x1. Here what is the change here? y2 minus y1. Or simply we can call it as delta x. And this one we will call it as delta y. Okay, suppose then if I can find the slope of this line. Here the slope. See here the slope means what? The slope is nothing but the y component by x component. See the y component by x component is called slope. And here see suppose in this one, suppose if I can take that curve here. See at that curve or the straight line whatever is there. See here what we got here. We got this one is delta y, this one is delta x. So this delta y by delta x is called its slope. And here suppose if we can take the limit of this, the limit delta x tends to 0. Here the limit delta x tends to 0, the delta y by delta, the slope is called as the differential operator dy by dx. So this one is called differential operator. So differential operator means what? Say the dy by dx, here the d by dx of y. Here the differential operator d by dx of y shows what? Means what? See here how the y value changes. The y value changes with respect to x. That is the meaning of this. See here the y value changing with respect to x. Here suppose for example whenever the x value is increasing or changing, so the y value also changing. So this particular thing is called as the differential operator. Because here this differential operator, see the differentiation means what? It's nothing but process of finding the rate of change. Now you see there are certain two rules are there. See those two rules only we learn. See there are so many rules are there. But see here we are going to learn only two rules here. See what are the rules of differentiation? See what are the rules of differentiation? See the rules here. The rule number one. Here the derivative of constant. See here the k is constant here. The derivative of constant is 0 because constant value doesn't change. So why I said the k is equal to 5. 5 is 5 only. 5 will never change. Therefore the derivative of constant is how much? 0. And see the next one, the derivative of x to the power of n. What is the derivative of x to the power of n? It's nothing but n into x to the power of n minus 1. Okay, see here for example, see here let us say, see the derivative of 5. What is the derivative of 5? It is 0. And look at another example, see the derivative of x to the power of 4. Means it's nothing but 4 into x to the power of 4 minus 1. It's nothing but 4x cube. Okay, so this is how we will do the derivatives. Or if not, say suppose for example, let us look at another example. Okay, see carefully, see what is the derivative of 4t square minus 2t plus 1. See what we will do here, see here the derivative of, say we will write down this one as 4t square, okay, minus the derivative of 2t plus the derivative of 1. And here what is the derivative of t square? That is 2t. 2 into 4, 8t. And the derivative of t is 1. So minus 2 means that the multiple we have to take here. And derivative of 1 is constant. So the derivative of 1 is 0. So 8t minus 2. So that is the derivative of 4t square minus 2t plus 1. So here you can practice more problems based on this one. So differentiation is a process of finding the rate of change. And see here look at another important one which we must learn to understand these equations of motion. See here I am just saying to understand the equations of motion. Then here we are supposed to learn another one. See what is that is called? See it is called as integration. Okay, see what is this integration here? See there are certain rules are there for integration. See here integration means what? It's nothing but summation. Okay, the summation is called as integration. Means what? Suppose in differentiation we are differentiating everything. In summation what we'll do, or in integration we are going to add everything. Then here what are the rules of integration? And we can also say in other words, integration is the opposite form of differentiation. But say let us look at the rules of differentiation. What are the rules of differentiation we have? See here, see the number one. That the integral, see integral is a process we'll write down like this. Say integral value of constant is nothing but k into x. And see the second rule. Here what is the integral value of x to the power of n into dx? So it's nothing but x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1. Okay, see here carefully here what are the rules of integration here. The rules of integration, the integral value of constant is kx and the integral value of x to the power of n is equal to what? X to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1. Okay, now see let us apply these two rules in various things like suppose say for example, so let us take one example. See here what is this example 1? See here let us take integral value of x to the power of 4 dx. It's nothing but x to the power of 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1. So it's nothing but x to the power of 5 by 5. X to the power of 4 dx is nothing but x to the power of 4 plus 1. Means, see here, x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1. Okay, it's nothing but x to the power of 5 by 5. Okay, so like that we'll do. But here see the most important part of the integration is that here you need to learn another one. See when you are summing something, see you need to find out from where to where you are doing that summation. See that is called as limits. See, as this another rule you must learn. See, what is another rule here? See here, let us say the integral value of x to the power of 4 dx. Let us say I am taking example. I am explaining this. Okay, let us take x only for example. Let us say I have to do from, let us say from x1 to x2. See carefully, see here what I am saying is, see we need to find another rule. See here, these are called limits here. See what are the limits are called? See this x1 is called as lower limit and this one is called as upper limit. Okay, this is the lower limit, this is the upper limit. Okay, means what? Some from one point to other point. See, I'm just saying all these rules in the examination point of view, so that you can use simply these rules in the examination very easily. Okay, then see carefully here. See what we'll do here. The what is integral value of x? It's nothing but x square by 2. Okay, but see here what is the lower limit? x1. What is the upper limit here? This is x2. Then this can be written as, bring the 2 outside half and substitute the upper limit first. X2 square minus x1 square. Okay, are you following? So what I am saying is here, bring the half outside. So you have to say upper limit minus lower limit. So this is how we have to substitute the limits here. So let us check one example based on this one. So let us check one example based on this one. See, you can do pause and you can note down those things afterwards. Okay. Then see, observe carefully. Let us take one example. Here in this example, what we'll do. Here in this example, see, let us take 4x square minus 2x plus 1. See, this is from 1 to 2. Or let us take, okay, 1 to 2, let us take dx. And I need to do integration and I have to substitute the limits also. Now how I can do? See, let us take the integral value of this. Now how much is the integral value of this? It's nothing but 4x cubed by 3. Okay, minus. And what is the integral value of this? 2x square by 2. And what is the integral value of this? X from 1 to 2. Then here you can cancel these two. Then see carefully, see this can be written as 4 by 3. See the upper limit is what? 2. So 2 cube minus, and this one is what? 2 square plus 2. Okay. Minus upper limit substituted. Then lower limit. So what is the lower limit? Let's see, 4 into 1 cube by 3, okay, minus 1 square plus 1. Okay, just simplify this one. See, every time what we have to do, that is substitute, we have to find out, we should see carefully what is the lower limit, what is the upper limit, and based on that one you need to do the sum. Okay, based on that one you need to do the sum. Okay. Okay, I think you understood this. Now let us go to the equations of motion. See why I said this integration differentiation? Just to understand these equations of motion. Then here in these equations of motion, see here what will happen. See, let us first assume that see, this is one smooth surface. Okay, there is no need for any force. Let us assume there is one mass is there. Okay, at time t is equal to 0. So let us say it is having an initial velocity u. Here what is u here? U is the initial velocity. Okay. See here, let us say by the time passes, see, let us say the time is t. The velocity became v. And let us say it has traveled a displacement s with a uniform acceleration a. So what is v here? V is the final velocity. V is the final velocity. Here what is the s here? S is the displacement. Okay. And here what is the t here? T is the time taken. Okay. And what else we have? We have this a. A is the uniform acceleration. Means acceleration is not changing. It's a uniform acceleration. And remember, the equations of motion are applicable only in the case of uniform acceleration. Okay, and see carefully here. See, you must also learn. See here, you must also learn one more important point. See, we got this velocity. See how we can write the velocity. See, velocity can be written as ds by dt. Okay, and here what is the acceleration here? See, the acceleration A can be written as dv by dt. Okay, so velocity can be written as ds by dt. Acceleration can be written as dv by dt. And also acceleration we can also write like this. See here, observe here carefully. A can be written as, say, dv by ds into ds by dt. Okay, so ds cancel. So we got dv by dt. But here, what is ds by dt here? The ds by dt is nothing but velocity. Therefore, acceleration can also be written as v into dv by ds. See, you should remember these are the three basic rules. So, what are the three basic rules we have here? See, velocity equal to ds by dt, acceleration is equal to dv by dt, and acceleration equal to v into dv by ds. Okay? See here, what we got here, velocity is equal to ds by dt, acceleration equal to dv by dt, and acceleration equal to v into dv by ds. And here, what is the situation here? An object is starting from initial velocity u, and it has gained some velocity v, and it has traveled a displacement s with an acceleration a in a time t. Okay, just remember this. You can pause and you can see later. Okay, and now see carefully. Let us find the equations of motion by using these three equations. See, remember, this is the calculus method of finding the equations of motion. And in the next class, what I'll do, I'll use graphs and I'll tell you how to find the equations of motion. Okay, now see, observe here carefully. Okay, then see here carefully, see here how we can derive the equations of motion. See how we can derive the equations of motion. See here, observe here carefully, here what we have here, we got acceleration is equals to dv by dt. Okay, then here we can write here dv is equals to a into dt. Okay, now see here, let us integrate this one. So let us integrate this one. Say integrate dv, integrate time. Say from where to where we changed? From initial velocity u to v, because I told you we need a limits. And time from 0 to t. Therefore, what is the integral value of dv? It's nothing but v. And from where to where? U to v, that is equal to a into this one t from 0 to t. Therefore, what we got here? We got v minus u, and this one is how much? A into t, because t minus 0 is t. Therefore, v minus u equal to a t. Therefore, v is equal to what? U plus a t. This is the equation number 1. The equation number 1. Okay, so here have you understood this? What I am saying here? It's a very simple. See, just take acceleration equal to dv by dt. Okay, and substitute and bring that dt this side. Just integrate on both sides. Then what you got here? You got v is equal to u plus at. The first equation of motion. And next, see carefully here. See that this is the first equation. You can pause and you can copy. Now see the next one. See here in the next one what we got here. See here we got v is equals to ds by dt. Okay, therefore here what you can write here? You can write ds is equals to v into dt. But right now what we got here? V is equal to u plus at. Okay, therefore here what you can write here? ds is equals to u plus at into dt. Okay, now here this can also be written as integral ds is equals to integral u into dt. Okay, plus at into dt integral. Okay, then here from where to where, see initially the displacement is 0, then it went to s. The initial time is 0 to t and this one is 0 to t. Okay, and here what is the integral value of this? Yes. What is the integral value of this? U. And integral value of dt is what? T. Plus, here what is the integral value of t? The integral value of t is nothing but t square by 2. So therefore what you will get here? Half a t square. So this is the second equation of motion. So what is the second equation of motion here? S is equals to ut plus half a t square. Okay, it's a quite easy. Simply what we took v is equal to ds by dt, and we just send this dt this side. In the place of v, substitute a u plus at, and we just integrated on both sides. So one must learn this integration very well. If you learn integration differentiation, then the things will be very, very easy in solving the equations of motion. Okay, this is second equation. Now see the third one. See in the third one what we got here. See here, see earlier I said the third equation. See here, what is the third equation I said? So the third equation what is said is, so we got acceleration is equals to v into dv by ds. Once you see in my video in the earlier I said acceleration can be written as v into dv by ds. Therefore here what you can write here, v into dv is equals to a into ds. Now here let us integrate on both sides. This one is from u to v, this one is from 0 to s. What is the integral value of v? It's nothing but v square by 2, that is u to v, that is a into s, because s minus 0 is anyhow s. Now send this to that side. Now substitute upper limit and lower limit. What you will get here? v square minus u square. Upper limit and lower limit. Therefore 2as. Therefore v square minus u square equal to 2as. The third equation. See, it's quite easy to learn the three equations of motion very easily like this. Okay, thank you.